The 1997 Ohio Northern University Undergraduate Commencement Weekend was filled with excitement and celebration for graduates and their families. The memorable weekend began with a reception at the home of University President and Mrs. DeBow Freed. The reception was followed by a banquet for graduates and their families. President Freed delivered a lighthearted address. After the dinner, the ONU Jazz Ensemble provided entertainment in the McIntosh Center Lounge. On Sunday morning, 3 students were commissioned at a special ROTC ceremony, and Dan Cook Awards were presented to 2 students. The Commencement Day worship service was held in English Chapel, with the Reverend David Martin, pastor of Rocky River United Methodist Church, delivering the sermon. By early afternoon, 4,000 people converged on the Sports Center in preparation for the commencement convocation. The instrumental prelude by ONU's Symphonic Band and the choral prelude by the university singers began the ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this commencement, where we honor the 1997 graduates in this 125th year in the life of the university. Our invocation will be given by the Reverend Vernon LaSala, chaplain of the university. Chaplain LaSala.
Would you pause with me as we reflect on the specialness of this moment? Creator God, we are awed by the miraculous gift of life and deeply moved by this brief moment of celebration in the lives of our 1997 graduates. We are honored by your presence with us today, for surely where 3,000 to 4,000 are gathered together, the diversity of your creative genius is both seen and felt. We are thankful for each of our 520 graduates who, in cooperation with your divine plan, have developed the gifts and abilities you've so graciously given to them. We are especially thankful for the nearly 1,000 parents who proudly stand in your presence, rejoicing with us at the achievement of your children, their sons and their daughters. We thank you for their encouragement, their patience, their support, and their sacrifice of time and finances. We are thankful for our faculty and staff who have given their time and talent in a cooperative venture of instruction, encouragement, and nurture for the good of our students. We give you thanks for the spirit of Ohio Northern University, which is far more than a collection of students, faculty, and staff, but a dynamic reality that molds and shapes us to the very depth of our soul. May we ever be amazed at the wonderful things you've done in us and through us for the good of our graduates and their world, that on this day of commencement, they go forth to serve in your name. Amen.
It is a pleasure to have Ms. Linda Chavez as our commencement speaker. Ms. Chavez received her BA from University of Colorado and did graduate work at UCLA. She has served as Director of the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights and Director of Liaison on the White House staff. She was a candidate for the U.S. Senate in Maryland in 1990. She is President of the Center for Equal Opportunity, a columnist and author, and works with the United Nations Subcommittee on Human Rights. Ms. Chavez, we're delighted that you can be our commencement speaker. Ms. Linda Chavez.
It's a wonderful and happy occasion to be here. It's particularly good if you happen to be part of that great graduating class out before me. No more finals. Today marks the last day. You'll have to take a final, at least for those of you who do not go on to graduate school. It means there won't be all that many all-nighters, or at least we hope not. There won't be any more papers due with the cartridge in your printer running dry. No more times when you can blame that expanding waistline on the terrific food here at the university. I was delighted as I was watching you seniors pass by that on one of the mortar boards of a young woman graduating in this class, I saw the words, "Thanks, Mom and Dad." And I thought to myself, that student has taken away the single most important lesson of anyone in the class, that we owe to others thanks for where we are today. C.S. Lewis once said, and it is something that each of us should remember, is that the future is something that each of us reaches at the rate of exactly 60 minutes an hour. The future is now. The future is in the way you conduct yourself every minute of the day, and you will help build that future. What you do today will determine not only your own future, but the future for all of us, those around you. And in that future, I wish you Godspeed, good luck, and good fortune.
It's a pleasure to introduce Ms. Carla Bender, who will speak on behalf of the graduating class. She is graduating first in academic rank in the College of Arts and Sciences. Ms. Bender is a member of several honoraries and has been active throughout her college career, serving as a member of the Student Senate for 4 years and is president of her sorority. She's been involved in molecular biology research since her sophomore year and has received a National Science Foundation scholarship for graduate studies in molecular genetics.
Thank you, President Freed, distinguished guests, and the graduating class of 1997. In a few minutes, each of you will walk across this stage to receive your diploma. We will walk with pride, some with fear. Some of you will be happy that you were able to make it across the stage, and others will be walking on air. But no matter what the emotions, we will all have in our hands a diploma that unifies us, a diploma from Ohio Northern University. But what exactly does this diploma mean, and what makes it so special? First, it means that each of us has grown mentally, personally, and socially. We have learned to think freely and become independent individuals. At Ohio Northern, we have gained expertise in our majors, and we have acquired knowledge in a variety of other subjects. But aside from academic knowledge, we have each learned more about ourselves during our time here. We have worked together for group projects, participated in organizations and teams together, and spent our spare time in Ada together. We have depended upon each other during the good and the bad times. Our experiences have taught us how to cooperate, collaborate, and communicate. The value of an education at Ohio Northern goes beyond the classroom. Such an experience can be summed up in the words of 1 Corinthians chapter 13. When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put childish ways behind me. Now we see but a poor reflection, as in a mirror. Then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. Another part of what makes the diploma from Ohio Northern so special is the people that stand behind it. Even though each of us had to have intrinsic motivation to reach this day, the encouragement and support of others has been a key ingredient. Who are the people that represent our achievements? They are our parents and family who share their unconditional love. They are the faculty who guided us through our education and sometimes invited us to their house for a home-cooked meal. Some even tormented our nights in fear of an upcoming exam. They are the administration and staff that make each day at Northern possible. They are our coaches and advisors who have encouraged us to achieve beyond the classroom. They are the citizens of the Ada community that prepare for us to return each fall. But more than anything, the people behind our diplomas are the students. If we think back on how each of us decided to enroll at Ohio Northern, Many of us would say it was because we felt comfortable, because of the students. It has been our peers that have led us to Northern, who have been a part of our lives here, and who will see us through the future. We are friends, acquaintances, and maybe even adversaries, but we have each touched one another's lives in some way. Friends, tutors, lab partners, confidants, fraternity and sorority brothers and sisters, teammates, members of student organizations, and roommates. These are the students, and we are a part of the meaning of a diploma from Ohio Northern University. As you each walk across the stage today, think not about the piece of paper that you will hold in your hands, but rather about the values, lessons, and love that you now carry in your heart and mind. Do not dwell on the past or fear the future, for in the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson, what lies before us and what lies ahead of us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. Thank you.
University Singles will now provide special music.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine every day, every way. I'm gonna let my little light shine.
Today we're continuing the university's tradition of recognizing and honoring a few individuals for distinguished service. We will now award honorary degrees to 3 such persons who have been recommended for those degrees with the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees. Kenneth Elsoff earned his BS degree from Ohio State and later became a CPA. He was president and CEO of a savings and loan company before becoming president and CEO of the Ohio Savings and Loan League. He has filled leadership roles in his church and in numerous civic, service, and business organizations. He became a trustee of Ohio Northern University in 1983 and has been a highly conscientious as a member of the governing board, serving as chair of committees for most of his years on the board. Mr. Elsoff, upon approval of the faculty and behalf of the Board of Trustees and under authority granted to Ohio Northern University, it is a pleasure to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Business Administration, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations, sir. We would now like to confer degrees and award diplomas to the graduating class.
President Freed, I have the honor of calling the deans of the colleges of Ohio Northern University for the privilege of presenting their candidates for degrees. Dean Terry Maris of the College of Business Administration.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration please stand? President Freed, as Dean of the College of Business Administration of Ohio Northern University, it is a privilege to present these candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration.
Thank you, Dean Maris. Upon approval of the faculty and behalf of the Board of Trustees and under authority granted to Ohio Northern University, it is a pleasure to confer upon each of you the degree of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Melissa Martha Elkeller. Domiko Daniel Anderson. It's now my privilege to indicate that an Ohio Northern Recognition Medal and Certificate will be presented to Thad Eugene Baylor as one of the 3 highest-ranking graduates in the College of Business Administration. Joshua Clifford Barrickman. Jim M. Baumhackle. Jonathan Joseph Bick. Matthew Todd Bain, with distinction. Michael Thomas Siss, with high distinction. Daylene Marie Davis, with distinction. Barry Lee DeBoard II. Justin Ames Dreyer. Lori June Donovan. Elizabeth J. Frank. Jack Allen Frost, Jr. Eric James Gacy. Brandon Scott Gherkin. Charles Edward Glover. Daniel Michael Gonder, with high distinction. Catherine Natasha Guernsey, with high distinction. Beth Emery Gugino. Casey Lynn Halker. Matthew Martin Haller. Rochelle Love Heitfeld. Dana Edward Heitkamp, with distinction. Shelley Renee Holloway. Dennis Eugene Hoover. It is now my privilege to indicate that an Ohio Northern Recognition Medal and Certificate will be presented to Stephanie Ann Hurlis as one of the 3 highest-ranking graduates in the College of Business Administration. Stacy Nicole Jones, with high distinction. Bradley Michael Joseph, with high distinction. Stephen Douglas Koger. Betsy K. Cruzy, with high distinction. Jacqueline Nicole Lapp. Chad David Martin. Corey Allen McPeck. Andrea Jo Miller. David Brian Mitchell. Robert Thomas Menard, with high distinction. Lee Allen Montgomery. It's now my privilege to indicate that an Ohio Northern University Recognition Medal and Certificate will be presented to Geroyd Owen Moore as one of the 3 highest-ranking graduates in the College of Business Administration. Michael Allen O'Boyle. Stacy Renee Oram. Jason Michael Petty. Jennifer Ann Rice. Todd Justin Richardson. Jennifer Lynn Ryder. James Patrick Riley with distinction. Linda Diane Ritter with high distinction. Paul H. Sadler with high distinction. Timothy Andrew Sargent. Joseph Lewis Shagg with distinction. Gregory Andrew Schmid. Holly Teresa Shappy with distinction. Carrie Marie Simmons with distinction. Brian Stanley Smith with high distinction. Penny Marie Spear. James Calvin Spencer, Jr. Lynn Marie Stant. Kelly Ann Williamson with high distinction. Scott Michael Winteringham with high distinction. Jeremy Lee Ritherow. Eric Ross Zimmerman with distinction.
And now to the members of the graduating class. We rejoice in your accomplishments. We cherish the privilege of having shared in part of your education. And we wish for you all good things, now and in the future. Will you please stand? Ladies and gentlemen, let us recognize the graduating class. Graduating student Jennifer McFerrin will now lead us in the first verse of the ONU hymn. The words are in your program. This will be followed by the university singers who will sing the benediction. Chaplain LaSala will then give a spoken benediction. Please stand and remain standing through the spoken benediction.
As you go from this place to use your gifts in service to God's world, may your road rise up to greet you, and may the wind be ever at your back. And if your road does not rise up to meet you, follow it courageously into the valley, because God is in the valley. And if your road rises high and becomes very steep, follow it with perseverance to the top of the mountain, for God is at the top of the mountain. And if you feel the wind in your face, spread your wings and fly on the Spirit's promise that God will never leave you nor forsake you. So go now in peace, and may your face continue to shine like the sun. Boldly follow your path into the future, wherever God may lead you. Amen and amen.
After the commencement convocation, the deans of the colleges held receptions for the graduates and their families. The conclusion of the academic year at Ohio Northern University opens new doors of opportunity for members of the class of 1997. Best wishes in your future endeavors, and may your heart remain true to dear ONU.